Welcome me back. It's same day, same video. Not same video. Why did I say that? It's January the 6th, 2025. I might have said 2024 in the last video, but we're here. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to put any crazy edits to this or anything like that. Today, I just wanted to tell you guys about a great movie that I saw the other day, like yesterday, which was Nosferatu. And how do I even start this? So, I'd say a week prior to me watching it, I was in New York and I tried to watch the silent version because, or not the silent version, the 1922 version because, it's the original. And I planned on seeing Nosferatu, the 2024 remake, with my girlfriend. So I was like, of course I have to watch the original, right? So I'm watching it and I get bored after 20 minutes because I can't watch no movie with no sound. Maybe that's my privileged, 21st century mindset, but I just couldn't watch a film without any sound. And plus, like, the visuals were amazing, but I just couldn't. So I was really looking forward to this film, and I just want to say right now, this film is probably one I'm going to put in 2025. This is easily one of the best. This is going to be one of the best 2025 films I've probably ever seen, or probably will see this year. Easily, without a doubt. A lot of people have complaints about it, but it is an amazing, immaculate film. And it is just, it's stunning. I'm going to try and avoid spoilers and keep spoilers to a different portion of the video. But right now, I just want to talk about the set dressing and how it looks. The film looks amazing. It is absolutely beautiful. It is serene. It is nighttime. It is like dark. It is musty. It is everything you can imagine. Anything you can imagine for a winter, like a vampire flick. And the acting too was absolutely spectacular. I'm not like too aware of the cast. I'm even gonna look into it right now. That is so cool. I've got OBS on like this screen over here, and I'm looking at that screen. This is awesome. So we've got Bill Skarsgård, who actually played Pennywise as Count Orlok in this film, and he was amazing. He was absolutely amazing. I don't know what accent they made him play or what training he did or who voiced over his lines, but he sounded amazing. Lily Rose Depp as Ellen, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely amazing at nailing the role, and I think she had the standout role. She was practically the main character of the film, which I feel like, especially from what I was trying to see from the original Nosferatu, was kind of missing because originally you're following this man in the first film, so I won't say too many spoilers, but kind of spoilers ahead. You've got this man who, real estate agent, goes to Transylvania, meets a vampire named Orlok, starts tormenting him inside of his castle, and he heads back to the village, gives a plague, and then, dies when he sees sunlight. Super easy plot. But Ellen takes a way bigger role in this film. Spoilers over for now, but spoilers are I should have just put like a timestamp, but it's whatever. But, like, to be completely honest, Ellen completely destroyed, or Lily Rose Depp completely destroyed her role. And the way she had to, sadly, I have to say it, sadly look horny, but also, like, possessed at the same time was absolutely insane. And I'm going to go into the plot, which is one of my favorite things about this film, but I'm going to keep going through the list of cast. Thomas, played by Nicholas Hoult, it was all right. Like, it was a really, like, pretty decent performance based on everyone else. But one person I could say standed out from the entire crowd was Willem Dafoe. He played a specific doctor. It's Eberhard? Is that what it's saying there? Hold on. Okay, I'm too lazy to look up to more of the role. But it says P.R. Albin Eberhard. So we're gonna go with Eberhard. The doctor, who supposedly his name is Eberhard, completely stole the show played by Willem Dafoe. Absolutely destroyed it. And there was actually some funny moments with him too. There was one moment where there was a possessed man and he just takes the bat and goes just ready to put the beats on. I absolutely loved it. And Aaron Taylor Johnson played an amazing role as Frederick. And spoilers again, his family completely dies in the film. And he reacts perfectly as I'd imagine anyone to the trauma that would cause. He was an amazing actor in this film. But one thing I can really commend the film for is its plot. and this is what I'm gonna say. So this is like the big spoilers. So if you just want to get out you want to get out this video, you can. This is where the big spoilers come in. So actually, hold on, I'm gonna move monitors. I know a lot of pauses, but just making it easier so I can look at myself when I'm recording. You know what I mean? But the plot, as I mentioned in the 1922 film, it follows a man named Thomas, his wife Ellen, and Thomas is a real estate agent, and he is looking to lease out a house in his town called Versgard or some shit like that to a count named Orlok, who we learn later in the film was a scientist that got banished from his hometown because of him practicing the occult. And so without that foreknowledge, Thomas goes to Transylvania to meet Orlok, and Orlok lives in this gigantic castle, and immediately in like 3 days, he finds out that he's a fucking vampire because he wakes up every day and there's bite marks. He sees him in a coffin. Maggots are eating his flesh. You can tell he's just Orlok's living in a corpse. He gets found by some nuns as he's getting chased down by Orlok, who save him, and he starts running back to the village. But one of his servants, or how did he get there again? I think one of his servants? Wait, I'm trying to remember how not Nosferatu, how Orlok got to the mainland, but I can't remember correctly. But he got on a ship, killed everyone with the plague. Then he goes to Thomas's homeland, kills everyone with the plague, and now this is where the plot gets interesting. And I'm telling you right now, I am not a romance fan at all. I hate romance. I absolutely hate romance. The romance in this film, so good. And my girlfriend was like, or wife, sorry, said, "There's no romance in this film." And I say, no, because listen to this, right? So we have Nosferatu leading to the mainland. He's bringing rats with him that carry the plague, and everyone's dying, which is how Frederick, and I forget the Aaron Taylor Hart's character, if I'm saying that correctly again, his family passes. That's how they pass, due to the plague that Nosferatu, which is the plague and the vampire, carries. Turns out Ellen, which is the wife, actually, in some ways, what was it? When she was a kid, she had night terrors and seizures, and it was because of her constantly wishing for a lover to appear into her life. And who answered that prayer was Nosferatu, which is just the entire supernatural entity. Orlok's just a vampire, but Orlok was the physical manifestation of the energy that is Nosferatu, right? Nosferatu is like the plague and yeah, all that. But essentially, she doesn't realize it, but Nosferatu, or not Nosferatu, I just messed that up. Orlok is really Ellen's lover, like real lover, destined lover. And it's been shown in a book that, a specific book, that the Count Orlok, or the vampire, will be slain by a woman or his bride on a specific, like not a specific day, but slain by his bride in bed, with doing intimate things with her. And this is one of my favorite scenes. And my girlfriend even contested me with this. This is one of my favorite scenes from the film. You've got Thomas and you've got Ellen, who are actually like fighting about this vampire and about how, oh, do you think the vampire will fuck better than you? Or do you think I'm better suited with the vampire? And I'm like, what? The dead, rotting, like, vampire? Because then again, the vampire did show up a lot for her, and there actually are debates online of Thomas being just a bad boyfriend. And to be completely honest, that was one of my favorite scenes, because it's like, wow, now I'm really feeling the emotional, like, grasp of the situation. And 3 days goes by when he's on mainland, and on the third day, everything's going to plan. So he goes, sleeps with Ellen, and then Ellen passes away due to obviously blood being sucked, like, I don't know why I did that, but he sucks her dry, he sucks her up, and then he shrivels up in the sun like a corpse, and then they just sit on the bed dead together, exactly how it's meant to happen in the foretelling, like in the story, like in the parable, the prologue. I'm messing up the word, like the prophecy. But yeah, that one part of the film where the romance is at an all-time high was the best. And I'll be honest with you, one of the bigger critiques I can give to the film is that I have a really hard time following, like, the plot. I usually have a hard time following plot, But at the beginning, I was like, is he a real estate agent? Why is he at the manor? What's happening? You know what I mean? But at the end, they all fleshed it out in terms that I could really understand. He's like, oh, he left for work. I'm like, oh shit, that makes a lot of sense now. And I wanted to address some complaints that are actually levied towards this film, which is the time. People say that there's no spatial awareness in the time of the film. Really, their biggest example is Thomas is supposed to stay 6 weeks at what is it? Count Orlok's place, but it really feels like 3 days. And even the plague, it's supposed to feel like months went by, but only a few days. And there was also a scene where they go meet Frederick's family at a funeral, and he goes back to the coffin and lights himself on fire to be with his family. That's all meant to take place in 1 day. And what I can say is, like you can debate the time and the spatial awareness with time, but at the same time, the story still plays out just as good if the story plays out just as fine if Thomas runs away from Orlok's castle 3 days. That works fine. Obviously, that even makes more sense because that can allow the viewer to interpolate the story as they imagine. Maybe Thomas went through more than the average viewer thinks. Personally, I think he left after 3 days. And with the funeral scene and how they can arrange a funeral and then the same man run back to the funeral and light himself on fire. The whole city's in a plague. You can't set up a funeral. Anyone could die at any moment. I think that's a perfect way to go about it as well. You know what I mean? There was another critique that I need to think of a little. Oh, and the same thing for the plague spreading. People were saying, oh, it's supposed to take months. No, give it a few days. We got a supernatural entity on our hands. You think that's gonna take a few months to develop? Hell no. Comes on the rats, everyone's dead. You know what I mean? But all in all, I loved the film so much. And in some ways, I was like, I want to see more. If they can actually turn this into a monster universe with with Germany, 1830s Germany being the central point, that is amazing. I thought the movie was amazing. I would even rate it a 9.5 out of 10. But in any case, hope y'all, if you guys have seen it, comment about it. Tell me something you like, what you didn't like, subscribe, all that nonsense. I love y'all. Peace out.